Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I am in deep in the AirTag ecosystem. Now it's not hard to do with the one item here, and that's the AirTag, but the aftermarket support is really where you start investing a little bit of effort in terms of how you carry the AirTags. And I have all kinds of different cases, waterproof tight ones. I've got pet tag ones, I've got bike mounts, I've got vehicle mounts, I've got magnetic mounts. In fact, it seems like every year there are just brand new ways to kind of integrate this thing into your lifestyle. But one of the issues that always plagues these is battery life. They go out in about a year, plus or minus. And in fact, before they ever reach the year, they start giving off battery indicators, like low battery alerts. And that's a little disheartening, especially if you're on the road, you're going on a trip, and works fine when you leave the house, and then a few days later you're starting to get a low battery alert, and now you've got to open it up. And if it's in a case, it's kind of a hassle to crack these open and change the battery out, only to get maybe another year. But there is a solution, and that is this Elevation Lab 10-year AirTag battery system. Yes, it increases the size quite a bit from this little guy to this little guy. An AirTag with battery weighs about 11 grams. This thing with batteries and an AirTag weighs about 96 grams. So there is a hit there. However, this is a rock solid case, and if you're talking about luggage or something where you don't have to carry it in your pocket or tie it to something, that's a great solution. Now these sell, well, depends on how many you buy. They can sell for 20 bucks for one, or 30 bucks for two, or I got the $40 for four and tried them out, and they work great. Doesn't mean I'm going to abandon my smaller cases, but this thing, it's probably going to live in larger luggage mostly, or in vehicles where I want an AirTag in it, but I don't want to worry about the battery. So this thing runs on AA batteries, 2 of them. The Elevation Labs recommends you run these Energizer lithiums. I do too. They say stay away from alkalines, and one of the reasons is because the alkalines might dissolve inside here during the supposed 10-year lifespan. This company, Elevation Labs, is based out of Portland, Oregon, and their products, a lot of them are made in China, which is understandable, but it's all designed, researched, fabbed initially in Portland and then created overseas. But they also have this is one of 22 of their AirTag solutions. They've got all kinds of different options, whether it's for surface mounts of things with sticky adhesives or magnets or whatever. They've got pet solutions for your dogs and cats, luggage, bags, bicycles, key fobs, wallets, all kinds of things. And I've used some, like this Axwell one. I don't have an AirTag in it at the moment, but that was running on an Axwell wallet that I use sometimes. Little pro tip, don't use AirTags in RFID blocking little wallets. Just saying. Should be obvious, but I've made that mistake. But anyway, so inside this thing, it's got a dummy battery. And what you do is you just pop your AirTag open, grab this guy here, dump the battery, and then this just drops on. And did you hear that? So the battery connection is made. This is directional. Put that little circle over the top of the AirTag, and then it runs 4 2.5 millimeter hex head screws all the way around. And there is, if you look close, there is an O-ring that surrounds this thing inside here, this orange. So this rib right here, you can see, drops down right onto that. So it should be fairly, I don't want to say waterproof, but for most things watertight. So it's kicked on, works just like a regular, well, it's the same AirTag, so you don't have to do anything if it's already connected, except now you've got a 10-year battery life. And a 10-year battery life is not something to sneeze at. I mean, I'll make another video in 2035 when I need to for these things, see how they've lasted. But once you've got that, you just drop it in, disappears, and then you don't worry about it. It's always there. Some people look for these things, so you could put a sticker on here or something, or say power bank or spare key or something like that, and maybe if somebody stole your stuff, they wouldn't think there's an AirTag in there. You know, unless they can open it up, they'll just hang on to it. It might be something valuable in there, but what they're actually doing is transporting that AirTag around. As far as the future of AirTags, you know, is some controversy. You know, people are worried about tracking, but they are unbelievable. And I just got back from a trip and was able to track everything all the time. Plus, if you haven't used them, you get alerts if you walk away from them. So that can be both annoying and really important. You know, if you happen to leave something somewhere, or if where I've found it handy is like if I have to leave a bag, say at a hotel or with some bag check or something like that. I know it's there, and sometimes, like if I'm at a some large arena or something, I can literally walk by where the bag check is, and as soon as I keep walking away, then I'll get another alert that I just walked away from it, so it tells me it hasn't left that area. So there's that. Anyway, I'll put a link to these. I got them off of Amazon. They came highly recommended, excuse me, from a friend of mine who is also deep into the AirTags. I started looking at the website for Elevation Lab, and they actually make a Milwaukee Tool color-specific AirTag holder designed to work with tools and toolboxes. But anyway, there it is, Elevation Lab, 10-year battery for Apple AirTags. Let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.